So I have a confession to make. And shadow work is not optional when you work with these guys. Shadow work's not optional. I need you to pay close attention to who's on that altar and then understand that this is who I honor. And they are excruciatingly um, insistent about doing shadow work and sitting with my feelings and acknowledging that my behavior, what is the root cause of my fucked up, if I'm doing good, if I'm doing bad, if I'm whatever indifferent, they want me to examine my own motives at all times. You want to talk about ultimate accountability when it comes to working with these deities. Personal accountability for one's actions, one's thoughts, one's feelings is, regardless of the root cause, whatever cause, because cause and effects, whatever caused you to behave a certain way, you are accountable for all of that. You're not to blame. I'm not talking about blame. Accountability and blame are not the same. Accountability means it doesn't matter who started it, I'm going to finish it. That's accountability in a nutshell, guys. And playing the perpetual victim over circumstances, even if you didn't control them, is not accountability. And that's a hard pill to swallow, trust me. I went off the rails. It took me years to get my sanity back. Because the whole time while I'm battling these real life things that are happening to me, and trust me, we can get into that if anybody's interested in hearing my story, my lore. I got so many stories. Like, it's going to take multiple parts to tell my story. You guys aren't going to believe. You're going to think I'm making this up, and I'm not. So, I have to be accountable for my own life, regardless of my circumstances, regardless of who hurt me, regardless of where I'm at. Like, if I can't just like lay down and die. If a situation comes up, I have to handle it. Whether I caused it or not, I'm still involved and it affects me. So guess what? I'm going to act in my own self-interest. I'm going to act in my own best interest. But because I'm not a complete savage, and I realize that I share this planet with other people, I assume that my best interest involve protecting the people I've been entrusted to protect. Because it's certainly not in my best interest to let people entrusted to my care be harmed in any way at any time. So I believe in protecting those around me, because it if it's happening to you but it's not happening to me, but I can see it and I can imagine you and me have enough in common that it could be me, maybe. If it's happening to you, then it can happen to me, right? Because we're not that far removed, right? We're all related, right? We all share this planet. So if it can happen to you, it can probably happen to me. So caring about what happens to you feels like maybe caring about myself too. Because I don't want what's happening to you to happen to me. So I'm going to stop it from happening to you. I'm going to speak up. Because I'm going to imagine that, hey, that could be me. And I don't want that. I don't like that. That's golden rule shit, right? That's the essence of empathy. And also, it's not about simping. It's literally just about putting yourself in walking a mile in someone's shoes and imagining that, hey, if this could happen to them, maybe it could happen to me. Maybe I should pay attention, because that seems pretty shitty. And if that's the thing that can happen to somebody, then it could probably happen to me, because I live on this planet too. And I start to notice a pattern, and I start to pay attention, and I think, wow, some things obviously can't happen to me, but some, it doesn't, like, never be, never think you're so great that shit can't happen to you. I mean, look at the story of Job in the Bible. he was a righteous man, and like God, the first chapter is like, hey, look at my servant Job. He's fucking awesome. I love him. He's perfect. And this is coming from God. Like, that's the highest praise imaginable, right? So God's like praising Job, and then Satan, the accuser, some people know him as Samael, the poison of God. That really sums up. Like, that's it. When you think about what happened to Job, and then you think about Samael and his other epithets, which is one of them is poison of God, and he is on the clip-off, which is the tree of death. And if you walk the stations of the clip-off, the tree of death, then you have to encounter Samael before you get to Lilith. Once you get to Lilith, you're home free. Almost nobody does, though. It's really hard. People who talk about Lilith, theoretically, who admire her work, most of them haven't actually personally met her because they haven't gone through the clip-off. They haven't survived Samael. But first you gotta survive Belial. Belial is called the lawless one. And that's a fun phase. That's a fun station, boy. But dude, nothing compares to Samael, the poison of God. And if you can survive Samael, then yeah, you're absolutely have a shot at surviving Lilith, of all people. Of all beings. Like, you have to prove yourself. Like, you can't just walk up to Lilith. It's Lilith, you dipshit. So, I did that. I survived Samael, Belial, and all the rest. Weirdly, their names are written in Hebrew, and I don't know how to pronounce them. But I do know Belial and Samael and Lilith, so I guess that's what counts. But yeah, accountability. Being accountable for yourself. Knowing your limits, knowing who you are, being real with yourself, even if you have to put on a face for the rest of the world, because guess what? It's just the way of things. We all wear different faces for different situations. I mean, I don't do this at work. I don't have these discussions at work because I'm at work and I'm not getting paid to talk about this. I'm getting paid to talk about work shit. That's what this channel is for. It's a freedom of religion, freedom of speech. Like, it's sacred. And it's the one place I can tell my story because it's my time. I'm doing this on my own time. Nobody's paying me. I don't represent anyone but myself in the story that I tell. And these guys, I represent them. And they represent me, clearly. Life is good. I turned on Pandora after this. I asked them to sing to me. And they did. They fucking sang to me. It was incredible. Strange Magic by Electric Light Orchestra. Think about back to the first video where the lights were dancing. Like a singing. Like they were moving like they were listening to a song. It wasn't like an electrical glitch. It was like they were dancing. They were hearing music. Heavenly Host, perhaps. They were dancing to the music. And my Pandora playlist just now reflected all of that. It was You Can Do Magic by America. I Need You by America. The Door. Just so many songs. They're absolutely speaking to me. Why wouldn't they? They literally made the lights dance. Why wouldn't they speak to me now? And they spoke to me through song. Sarah fucking nated me. They're serenading me over here. They're serenading me. This is incredible.